Here's your heads up to this longer podcast. In fact, it's only part one. And it's part one of a very important thing that we're going to do about passion, finding our calling, finding things that are powerful, compelling, and give you the most positive emotions, most positive feelings and beliefs. That's got to be worth a listen, isn't it? Get your pen and paper or Jenny journal at hand though, because this is serious, fun stuff. We're going to have serious fun and fun being serious. Okay? Have a listen after this little bitty boo.
Warning.
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 Warning. You are entering into the unplugged mind of Paul Cloughie. Too late. Personal Development Unplugged.
Hey up, guys. Here's a question. Have you pondered on what's your passion? Yeah. What's your passion? I know I have loads of times. And putting that together, have you ever worried that you're not following that elusive passion? Always, it seems to be bigged up by so many people. Passion. Your passion, your one and only thing. Well, have you? Hey, good to see you, by the way. Paul here, Personal Development Unplugged. But those questions keep coming up into my mind, and I thought we've got to do something about this. Because in this sort of world, niche, whatever you're going to call it, of personal development, personal improvement, so much value, so much importance is placed on passion and finding it. How do you find it in 6 minutes? The secret of finding your passion, the 3 ways of finding, all those bloody rubbish ways of people telling you to, I think, really just to hook you in. I've used it before, and in jest, the secret. The secret of doing this, the secret of doing that. It's not a secret. I just think they just want you to buy into them, buy into what they're selling. Because you tend to listen to it and then do this, do that, whatever. Let me tell you a story though. And it's a story of someone very close to me was having some trouble around his job. Because he had heard so much about all this passion and what you're supposed to do and things like that. And basically what was happening was he was so dissatisfied with what he was doing, he ended up stopping what he was doing and saying, well, I'm just going to work it out. And the more he tried to work it out, the less that he worked it out. And it's that trying, we've talked about trying before on the 5-minute quickies. The harder you try, the more difficult things are. It's as if you're pushing up against that wall and things like that. So I suggested to this person, and I said, you need some coaching then. If you're really not going to do anything until you find what it is you want, you need coaching. And we were too close, I think, to coach each other, or for me to help coach him. That's if it's a him, of course, because I've kept the names apart. Anyway, he was a him. So we both had this sort of mutual friend who, I guess, this guy thought, now I know that he's living his passion. He's working at his passion. His job, career is his passion. So I said, well, why don't you ask him? Because he'd done some coaching before. He was a hypnotist. I know that because I trained him. And I said, he's a good guy. Go and have a chat with him. If you won't chat with me, let's arrange that. That's if you're really, I said, if you're really intent on finding it, that's what that's the first step maybe. So he said, yeah, I'll do that. I'll go and have a chat. But this is what he found out. Over tea, cup of coffee, he was chatting to this guy and said, look, I really see that you're living your passion. You are there. You're doing it. Your job is your passion. And this guy said, no, it's not. I kind of enjoy my job. It has its good times, it has its neutral times, and it has its pretty crap times. But it's okay. But it allows me to be passionate about my family because now I can earn a reasonable living at a reasonable job that keeps my interest going, but allows me to spend time with my family, which is one of my passions. And the other one was, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And he was creating a dojo with some other people. He said, that's my real passion. But I just get on with this job and do the best I can because it's a reasonable job. But it affords me time, it affords me the money, and allows me to do the things I'm really passionate about. And I love my family, and I really, get so much from it. And I love the I can never say it, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, because it's like a family to me there too. And I'm helping people to learn things, not just to how to defend themselves and things like that, but it's more a way of life. And I just loving that. That's my passion. And my friend suddenly said, oh, blast. You see, he had this preconceived idea that when you follow your passion, it's got to be your career. It's got to be like being an entrepreneur and doing the only thing that's in your life. Well, yeah, that's the way it's told by so many people. But you are seeing maybe the 1 or 2% who actually get that to be one and the same. But there are so many other people who are following their passion. The only thing is, they sometimes just don't realize it because they're passionate about what they do and they just do it. They don't consider it to be a career. In fact, their career is secondary, but it affords them the money, the time to do the things they really love. And you see, that made me think. You see, I didn't notice it, but as I was thinking about myself, you see, I get really passionate about the things I'm really excited about, and new things come along. I get so excited about them. I dive into them as if nothing else existed. I will buy books. I will buy just the right equipment. I will spend time. I'll find people. I'll find the podcast. I'll find people on YouTube, and I'll totally immerse myself in this thing that I'm so passionate about. But generally, they tend to wane off after a while. I find out that, yeah, I enjoy them. They are enjoyable, but they're not my 100% passion. So I'm thinking then, well, what is my passion? And I started to think, well, what would happen? Because I heard another word, and it was only, I think it was this morning or yesterday. Instead of passion, you might want to think about it as your calling. What does that mean, I wonder? But we'll talk about calling, we'll talk about passion. You see, sometimes I'm doing things which are passionate, but they're not necessarily things that have longevity. They're just something I'm doing. And I've thought about, well, if when I do these things and they only last maybe a year, what other things do I do that I just really immerse myself in? And I'm thinking, well, you've been doing one thing, Paul, for over 20 years. That's this hypno-malarkey, NLP, timeline therapy, all that other stuff. It started off as in business, because I was trying to help people in business. And then it went to therapy, and I'm helping people with therapizing. And then it got into training. So I'm sort of helping people learn things. But it has it's got like loads of different vehicles with the same theme of helping people, but using these wonderful skills. And there's skills that I'm not wonderful, but I'm using skills that are wonderful, and I'm learning new skills virtually every day. But when I think about them, they're all supporting this thing about helping people. So maybe that's like a calling. What am I doing on this podcast? Why have I spent all this time on a podcast sitting here talking? Because it's my way, I guess, of sharing what I know, learning, teaching. And if you get one thing out of any episode, that's done for me. That would be awesome. I think you get more than one thing. At the right time, at the right place, the learnings come. So you can always go back and then, whoa, you hear the thing you didn't hear when the first time you listened to it, because there'll be something new, because you'll have changed slightly. So maybe my passion is also my job, but not my job, because I don't have to do it. I just want to do it. Maybe the pressure is off when you start just doing the things that you enjoy, or allowing things into your life that you enjoy, and notice that they're related. So your calling maybe is the underlining, the core. Yet you have all these other vehicles, and they tend to keep the same type of things. Because I want to get serious for a moment. Yes, let's get serious. I looked up the word passion in the dictionary. So what is the definition of passion? It starts off with affection. Then it went off to anger, then eagerness, joy, intensity, excitement, rage, fire, spirit. Now you can all see that they're all passionate words, but some you could say would be negative: anger, rage, fire. But fire can be positive. Affection, joy, spirit, excitement. They're all very powerful words, and passion then must be a complete powerful word. But what it also says is any powerful or compelling emotion, such as love or hate is passion. Whoa. I thought to myself, love or hate. So I don't want to follow my passions. If a passion is hate, anger, rage, if it's affection, joy, spirit, yeah. So it's a matter of maybe choosing. So I want to repeat that, just so we know. Definition of passion: powerful and compelling emotions. Now, if we're going to follow powerful and compelling emotions and having a great time with them, we are following our passion. And I would guess when you do that, you're going to wrap it around a calling. And as you do that, you may wrap it around a business. But I know so many people who are so passionate of just giving. That's their calling, and that's what they're passionate about. So let's get away from this thing about having to follow our passion as if it's a career, a job, a thing. But how? Here's the question. I like a how. How do we find these things? How do we do things? And what I'm thinking here at the moment is this is the first part of at least a 2-part podcast, because I've got more ideas than I've thought about now. But the first part is, instead of the how, let's just take time to have a look what we've got already. What things in our life gives us to experience passion, or gives us, and remember, passion is any powerful or compelling emotion, love or hate, positive or negative. What things in your life do you experience that gives you passion or not passion? So we want the positive sides of passion, but there'll be other things in your life that there is no passion there at all. You see, I want you to decide what you want to feel in passion. What emotions, what powerful, compelling emotions will contribute to you to experience passion, the powerful, positive passion. Now, in order to do that, what I believe is we need to see what we're doing right now, the things that give us positive emotions, positive passion, and the things that don't, which are neutral, and the things that really don't, which are negative. Because there are some things that you have right now. But what I want you to do first, before we even go through what we've got right now, I want you to decide what you want to feel as passion. It's difficult, isn't it? I mean, you're going to have to get old Jenny Journal out. But, when you think of affection, eagerness, joy, intensity, excitement, fire, spirit, love, maybe there's more things. Think of other words that you'd go, oh man. For some, it might be connection. I don't know. And I'd like you to just begin to write down the words that if you had them right now, not the words, that is, the emotion that you've labelled. If you had that emotion right now in full intensity, that would give you the most positive, passionate feeling. And that's all I want you to do. So how would you like to feel? Well, let's do it now. You can either pause this, or if you really are committed, you might want to carry on listening and then come back. But that's always a danger, you never come back. So maybe you just want to pause that and just let these flow. If you're not in a position to do that, make a note on your phone, alarm. Got to find these feelings of passion. And once you've done that, I want you to notice what are the things you experience right now in your life. Just notice the things you're doing, the things that you have maybe in your career, the things that you have in your relationships, the things that you have as personal hobbies, the things that you just do outside work, maybe the side hustles, maybe the friends, maybe whatever, you fill in the blank. And just notice the ones that you really love, the things that give you some of those emotions that you really wanted to feel. And I want you to circle them, highlight them, star them, do something in a way that you can know that these are all connected with things that are giving me a good feeling and are heading towards passion. If they don't give you passion completely, and also the ones that give you passion. And then there's going to be the other ones, which are things you dislike, and maybe dislike to even hate. And I want you to get a different colour and circle those. So we haven't just done a list of the things that we love. We're doing the things that we do and experience day by day. Because this is not about looking for passion in the future, because that's like the second part. So rest assured, we're going there. But first of all, you see, my thought is, and this is where we're going, We need to take away the things that are not giving us passion, not giving that affection, that eagerness, that joy, intensity, excitement, fire, spirit, any powerful, compelling, positive emotion. We need to get rid of them, because when we get rid of them out of our lives, we then have a void that we can fill with those positives. But you can't just throw on all the positives. I think we need to identify the negatives so we consciously and unconsciously say, this is doing us no good, let's get rid. So take your time. And that's why I say, take this podcast, re-listen to it, or just pause it right now. I want you to take your time, because this is too important to miss. It is. It's just, I'm going to repeat that too. This is too important to miss, because you've been looking at it every day of your life. But I want you to put it down so you don't miss it. Notice the ones that you really love doing, the ones that give you either passion, those powerful, compelling, positive emotions, or a move that way. But also the ones that you really dislike to hate in a different colour. There'll be some which are left, which are neutral. And I'm going to guess those neutral, we'll find a way to get them more positive, or we'll let them go as well. But we're going to see. But I want you to start looking at those negative ones, the ones you dislike, all the way to hate. And I say the aim is to find those two sets of, let's call them behaviours, the things that you do. And I want you to make a decision. The decision is, shall I let it go or shall I keep it? Now, if you think about it, what we've said is, and this is talking about the ones that you dislike to hate. It's a no-brainer, isn't it? That question, shall I decide to keep it or let it go? Think about it. It's a no-brainer. The thing is, I know what you're going to say. Yeah, but I can't just stop everything now, Paul, because some of those things I don't like doing, but I have to do them. Well, we'll see, because we're going to work on a way of either letting them go bit by bit or try to improve them, if nothing else, back to a neutral. But first of all, we have to identify them. And I think once you've got them, you can actually split them on different pages. So they just have one page of all the wonderful stuff and one page of the not so wonderful stuff. And I want you to think, okay, here's the negative stuff. Is there anything on that list, the ones you dislike to hate, that you could actually just stop doing right now? Ask yourself, what stops me from stopping it right now? You could ask that question. Is it ridiculous to think this isn't going to happen? Is it ridiculous to think I can let this go right now? Because that's when you'll find those objections. Well, it is ridiculous because, first of all, maybe I have to do this one thing. Now we're fine-tuning our thoughts, our decisions. And you can start, well, maybe it's someone who really is so negative. You do things and they're there, but when you look at it, you say, well, actually, they don't need to be in my life. They're not doing me any good. I'm not doing them any good. The only thing I have to do is to stop one meeting, maybe. Don't have to be nasty. I just have to stop it and decide. And then commit. Because once you commit, it'll happen. Commit to action and then take it. Now, there may be other things you're going to say, well, this is going to take a bit longer time. And hey, we didn't say we're going to do it in a day, a minute, but we're going to have a process of letting these things go or asking the question, how can I make them neutral? Because if there's something in my life about it, that it has to be in my life, you can say this things like, well, I hate paying my bills. Well, yeah, you might hate paying your bills, but you're getting something in return for the money and the things you're doing. But now you have to look at being grateful for things like that. What can you use that for? But if you're buying stuff that you don't really want and it's taking up your time, or you're doing something that is taking up your time that you don't really need to do, it doesn't give you any satisfaction, decide to stop. Some things are really that simple. Do you remember that other question? What would this be like, if it was easy to do? Get your answer, commit, take action. Because I want you to eliminate certainly the things that you hate. Because if you're doing things that you hate, you either got to make them better or you've got to get rid. Because they will be drawing all that energy away from you. And when the energy you're expending on that is being wasted, because it should be spent on those powerful, compelling, positive emotions, the behaviors that give you those emotions. Because when you're feeling good, everything else gets better. So that's why I say this is too important to miss. It's too important not to take some time over it and to really plan. Some things are going to be a little bit longer. Some things are going to be a little bit shorter. But as soon as you start making headway on this, you're going to start seeing results, because here's the thing. When your energy goes away from the negatives, it will automatically go into the positives, and they'll get even more. And then, like I said, by letting go of that other old stuff, you're leaving a vacuum, a void, that you can fill with even more stuff that's going to match that list of the emotions that you want to feel. And that's what we're going to be doing in the next part of these podcasts. The part 2 of What Shall I Do in Following My Passion? Or What Shouldn't I Do? I think that's the title is going to be, something like that. It's a very long title, isn't it? So let's just recap. Let's, first of all, throw away this thing that people have been dangling carrots in front of us saying, you have to follow your passion. You have to be doing that or nothing else. We're throwing that away. We're going to do it, mind you, but we're going to do it in our way, your way. And to do that first, let's make a list of how you want to feel. What would passion feel like to you? What would doing things that give you the most satisfaction feel like to you? What is satisfaction? Contentment, peace. Then make a list of all the things that you tend to do. Now, you could do this over a period of a week if you want to do day by day as like a running diary. But most of the times, these things jump out. The neutral ones they're there. We're not worried about those too much because they're not going to come up probably. But you're going to know about the good things. And you're really going to know about the things you dislike, because they have the powerful emotions and they're the ones that are going to jump out to you. They're significant. And then notice the things that you dislike or hate. If this was easy, what would it feel like, be like, to let these go? Is this ridiculous to think we can let this go right now? Notice any objections. Make a plan to do it easily and effortlessly, and then just let it go. Take massive, intuitive action. The second part of the 5 keys to success. The first part is knowing your goal. When we know what a goal is, to let go of the negatives. Once we've got that, we're going to take massive, intuitive action. We're going to keep our awareness of where we are and letting these go to make sure that we hit those targets. And if we get off track or we're sidelined, with that awareness, we're going to be flexible enough to find a way. And we're going to use the physiology and psychology of excellence, acting as if we've already let it go, acting as if we've already got that passion, because you're acting as if you have it, not anybody else. You're not faking it till you make it. You're acting as if, from your skills, your morals, your values, your emotions, your beliefs. And when you've done that and you've started that process and that void is opening, part 2 will come along and we're going to start filling that void with wonderful new things that empower you, that fill you with passion, that are powerful and compelling positive emotions that will encourage you to get your dreams. You'll know where you're going. You will take away any fears and you'll be able to live the life that maybe you can't even imagine just yet, but to know it's going to be even better than you could ever think of, you could ever imagine. And it all starts right here. Yep, it all starts right here. So if you're up for it, and if you're the person I know you are, get on it now. Get that paper, Jenny Journal. It's important. Write it in a lovely place. So you big pens, coloured, everything. And just go for it. And just ask your unconscious mind, what would it be like to be able to do this exercise with ease? Bring up all the things I have passion for, all the things I dislike in my life, so we can do something about it. What would that be like? What a wonderful question that is, because that means your unconscious mind will start guiding your pen. All the colours will help you find those ways. Wonderful questions, wonderful actions. Hey, there's only one thing you got to do, is go do it. That's right. And as you do that, maybe you, the unconscious mind, talking to you again, you can go out of the way, might just surprise you to feel happy in doing this exercise for no reason whatsoever. Because you can you not? There you go. Just excel. Because whatever you think you are, no, you're more than that. And when you think you're more than that, no, you're even more with that. Enjoy every heartbeat, and I'm going to speak to you real soon. Thank you for being with me. Bye-bye now. So, the 90 seconds of hypnosis tracks. Why have I put hypnosis tracks on a separate website? Well, it's so simple really. I wanted you to have them all in one place, so you can look through them all. You can find the particular one you want. I've even made them downloadable, so you can put them on any of your playing devices that you prefer. You don't need Wi-Fi, you don't need the iTunes or whatever. You can put them anywhere you like. You can even burn them onto disk if you want. Where do you get them? Well, there you go. I told you, it's paulcloughonline.com/podcast. If you're worried about your email address, please don't be, because they stay totally safe with me. I only use them to send you out that email and give you access. Simple as that. I send you a link, a special link, so you and only you can access those hypnosis tracks, because I want them just for you. And the other thing about this is you've taken responsibility. I don't want to make these open to everyone, just random. You have taken responsibility to listen and be part of this community of personal development. And I want to help you. I want to help you personally to get your dreams, your goals, and therefore I'm giving you these tools, these protocols, these paradigms, whatever you want to call them, but in deep hypnosis. So just enjoy. Have more fun than you can stand with hypnosis. Just before you go, if you've just got a second or two, please have a listen. Why don't you share this? Share this podcast with just one person today, and then one person tomorrow, and one person after that. What would happen if we all did that? And why not subscribe? It's so easy to do. Find the platform of your choice. If it's iTunes or it's Castbox or any others, there's loads of them. Search for either Paul Clough or Personal Development Unplugged, and then there's a big subscribe button. Press that subscribe button and it'll be there. You get the podcast twice a week, on a Wednesday and a Saturday. You never have to look any further. And if you would, why not put one of those reviews up? Because that would be awesome, because that just moves it around this integrated field of learning, as it were, and becomes and gets in front of other people. Which is what we want, isn't it? To be the change we want to see in others and help others change to be the change they want to see in themselves. There you go. I'm going to speak to you real soon. Hope you enjoyed it. Have fun. Enjoy every heartbeat.
Warning, you are now leaving the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. It's time to fly on your own. Be brave, my friend.
Personal Development Unplugged.